Hello Internet, Nick Sheridan here for Crap Looking Books. I wanted to talk today about the Star Wars Expanded Universe and the fact that this expanded universe of novels, games and role-playing games that had once been considered canon have now been sort of shunted to the side to make way for the stories in the new Star Wars sequels. Brilliant books such as these have been pushed aside and are no longer considered canon in that the events that will take place in the new trilogy are going to contradict the events that take place in these books. Naturally, a lot of fans of the expanded universe are quite pissed off about this, and rightly so. It's a bit of a lousy treatment for an expanded universe that people have cared about and invested so much in for so long, and been given such free rein to work within. It does suck that Disney and LucasArts and whoever's running the show are turning their back on these texts in a way, in a sort of, oh well, they never happened, but they still happened as much as any other book. They're still stories that existed in time and in experience, and they'll never really be taken away from you. For example, this book, Star Wars Death Troopers, is an excellent horror story set in the Star Wars universe, but it's never been considered part of the expanded universe canon as far as I'm aware. This book, however, Darksaber, is one of the best books in the expanded universe to my mind, and one of the sort of key texts around which a lot of major events are based. Now, they're both books. This is expanded universe and this isn't, and now, because of the changes and the Legends imprint coming in, neither of them are particularly canonical, but they're still fantastic books. The stories within them haven't changed, and I don't have to throw them out or burn them because of the changes in canonicity. Also, if you look at the publishing model of other extensive titles, such as DC Comics, Marvel Comics, Superman, Batman, the X-Men, you'll find constant sort of reboots and sort of shuffling to the sides of things that may have happened in the past, but they've decided never happen anymore because it doesn't fit the current storyline. DC Comics have an entire sort of separate universe, or 50, set up for previous imprints of comics that no longer make sense with the stories they're trying to tell. The Marvel multiverse is not so much a place where you put things that you don't want in the canon anymore, but a place you go to make things that aren't going to be in the canon. Fair enough, Star Wars has held this sort of one singular canon for a very long time, but I don't think splitting off into several different canons is necessarily going to be a bad thing. Certainly the expanded universe is now shunted into the Legends titles, but Legends will have its own canonicity within itself. Perhaps in another 30, 40 years, what will be built around the new sequels will also find its own little niche, and we'll have even more new stories based around yet another sequence of events and narratives. I mean, it opens up the whole universe for another retelling of stories, like, oh, maybe you wanted so-and-so to visit that planet on that date, but they couldn't because in this book they died. Well, they're not dead anymore because the entire canon's been wiped clean, so you get to write stories about that character again without feeling like you're beholden to any particular canon. Yes, as more stories are written, the canon's going to get bigger and bigger and more confused, but I don't know. I mean, it was exciting for the writers who were working with the expanded universe at the beginning, so surely we've just opened up the doors to another generation of writers who can get just as excited about the stories they plan to tell. That's my positive spin on the matter. If you want to add anything, please pop it in the comments below. I'll be happy to discuss with you. And as always, like, share and subscribe. Don't dislike, that leads to the dark side.